Hello and welcome back, YouTube, to my 5th installment of getting into Feed the Beast. I'm your host, uNhumuN, and we are going to go over today what I promised, last time, is that we're going to automate this process of harvesting trees and feeding it into this system here, so we don't have to babysit our power source anymore. That's right, no more sitting here putting coal into that. We're gonna stop wasting time on that. So let's just jump right into it. What do we need to get started on this process? Oh, I love flying. It's good. Anyway.
No! No! Freaking Reaper! No! On the mouth! No! That's so racist.
What we need first is a planter. I'm going to look that up. It shouldn't be too hard of a recipe. We've got a machine frame, piston, some plastic sheets, and some gears. You guys know how to make all of this stuff on the bottom by now. A flower pot, that's nice. Mostly though, not too complicated of a recipe. We're going to start with the machine frame. You need glass, you need iron, and you need 10 gears. And I want to make at least maybe 8 of these, because this is one of those items that you are going to use several times. You're going to want more than one of them. So I've got 32 pieces of glass. That should give me enough for 8 of those. We're going to need 32 pieces of iron. Let's grab that right there. We're going to need 8 more pieces of iron for those 10 gears, and then we're going to need 32 pieces of 10. There we go. Let's start by making those gears just right off the bat. We're gonna, oh, that's not how you make gears. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, like that. There we go. Let's put those in the middle. Let's break this glass up into its respective little sizes, and there we go. 8 machine frames right out the gate. Let's make some pistons. Pistons are so simple to make that I'm just gonna go ahead and make just a stack of them. Might as well. There we go. Now, next up, let's start putting this together in the crafting station so we can see what it's gonna look like. Next off, we're gonna need these plastic sheets. Those plastic sheets come from raw plastic. Raw plastic comes from smelting down rubber, and rubber comes from like those trees, that raw rubber. And I don't know if I've actually explained these trees yet. Let's go ahead and go plant a couple. Actually, it's probably going to be the first kind of wood that we grow in bulk. So this is what a rubber tree looks like. We're going to go ahead and just grow that super fast. That is the rubber tree. When you cut it down, it gives you wood, saplings, and rubber. Pretty handy. We're going to go ahead and plant all of those saplings at once and just grow up a couple of them fast for you guys. Cut them down and just keep doing this process because you guys are going to want lots and lots of rubber. It's a necessary item throughout the whole game. Okay, for now though, I think that should be enough rubber to meet our immediate needs. We shouldn't need much more than this right now. Ooh, I gotta eat some bread. My guy, he's so hungry all the time. You take this rubber though, and we're gonna break it into 4 stacks. I wanna put those 4 stacks into the furnaces, and that's going to start producing little bars of rubber. You can see those right there coming down the chute. And when you get those rubber bars, you're going to actually feed them back into the furnaces for a second go around. I'm going to actually take this one and break it down into smaller stacks like that so that I can take these rubber bars and start feeding them back through the system again, just to increase our speed for this whole production. And there you go, there's our first piece of raw plastic. We're going to need 4 of those in order to pull this off. There it is, 4 pieces of plastic. Just put those up there like that to get those plastic sheets. Plastic's another one of those things, like I was saying, you're going to need not like a ton of, but you are going to need it pretty regularly, so I do suggest making plenty of it. Keep in mind though, you're also going to be needing just normal rubber bars eventually. We'll go over why later. For now, let's go back to our recipe. Okay, so we're going to put those plastic sheets up like that. Next off, we're going to need the flower pot. I should already have some clay, and heck, I should actually maybe have some bricks. 1, 2, 3. Let's go build a flower pot out of that. Take that and plug it back into the recipe. Next off, we need some copper gears. Everybody by now should be familiar with how to make copper gears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those with 2 pieces of redstone, and iron. While we're at it, let's go ahead and make that reception coil that we saw in the recipe just by doing that. Let's make the... oh, well, that didn't work out so well. There we go, copper gears, plug those in like that. And finally, that reception coil, and there we go, we have our planter. Now, this planter, like the name implies, what it does is, well, it plants. We're going to stick it in the very middle of our operation over here. I keep forgetting that I can fly now. I love it. Now, I've built this area for a very specific purpose, and also to very specific dimensions. If you were to count, you'd see that there are 9 blocks across, then 3, and then 9 again. That number is going to come in handy later. You build a big square to those dimensions, 9, 3, 9, that's a total of 21 by 21 of dirt. Okay, and my planter, it goes right here in the middle, like that. It needs to be 1 below everything else. And what I could do next is I could just fill in these extra slots with dirt. I harvested it this way. I don't remember why right this second. I'm sure I'll remember later. Oh, looks like my teleport home isn't working. It's okay though. You can set waypoints using the default B key, and those will show up on your little journey map right here. We'll see that my home is clear over here, and I've actually set one of those waypoints just in case my /home stopped working. Now all of these machines that we're building are going to run off of off of RF. So what we need to do is we actually need to set up a line of RF to run and power our system. I'm going to probably put it just like right here. Chunk, 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 chunk. Go down. I've already dug this out ahead of time because I knew what I was going to want to build, but I'm actually going to switch this up a little bit. I want it to look more like that. No particular reason, just how I want it to be. Run that across. Now later, we're going to be setting up our harvester right here. And so I want to make sure that my line of power runs next to that. And there we go. That planter now has power. How this thing works though is if I go up here and grab one of these saplings and just put dirt in like this, I can put the sapling into here and it will automatically plant it for me. Later we're going to upgrade this machine. I'll show you how, using this slot, to make it reach this whole area, and it will just automatically plant saplings for us. Okay, so next off in our list of things to make is the harvester itself. So there's the recipe for it. We, of course, need more plastic sheets. We're going to need gold gears, some Invar axes. All of this is stuff that we already have, though, for the most part. So shouldn't be too bad. I've got my Invar right here. We're going to need 6 ingots of that. We're going to need a couple of sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to need 8 pieces of gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus the reception coil that I saw in that recipe. So let's start with that. It's the easiest thing to make, is that reception coil. Let's go ahead and now make those gears. I think I left my iron put away Let's go ahead and grab some of that and come back to it. We've got some gold gears. Next off, let's make those Invar axes. Then set them up just like we saw in the recipe. I want to say it looked something like this. Grab the basic machine frame and put that in the middle. We're going to need more plastic sheets right there. And finally, we're going to need just a simple pair of shears. Probably the easiest thing to make in this whole recipe is that pair of shears. And there we go, we've got a harvester now. Now this harvester needs to go in a specific place in order for it to work. Let me kill this zombie first. Oh, and kill the creeper before he kills me and my house too. Oh well, or just a zombie because I've got mob griefing turned off. Tell you what guys, I hate creepers blowing up my house. There's two game rules I always change, and that's mob griefing and keep inventory, because that just keeps people sane, in my opinion. You'll notice that this harvesting block, it has different faces on each side. It actually needs to be facing that way in order for it to work. We're going to harvest out this cobble here. We're going to kill this creeper. Man, these creepers, they seriously got it out for me today. And then we're just going to power that harvester just like this, up. And you guys can probably clearly see why I built the jetpack first. Just makes the building process so much better. But there we go, we've got that. Let's put some of this cobble back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna need that too. What goes right here is actually a chest. Let's go ahead and teleport back home and go grab one of those chests. So this chest goes right here, and when an item is spat out from the harvester, it just goes directly into that chest. Next off, we're going to need to do is get the upgrades for this to work. Let's see here. We want the diamond upgrade. It's right here, Mine Factory Reloaded. Click in, and we're going to need some diamonds, some more raw plastic, some redstone, and then just a piece of gold nugget. So let's just go grab that plastic. We know we already have some right here. We'll go in the house and grab the diamonds. We're going to need a total of 6, but we've got like more than 3 stacks of diamonds, so that's not going to affect us too badly. We're going to need redstone right there, and then finally nuggets. I think maybe I got this recipe wrong. Just one sec. There we go. That's better, that's better. And now we've got those diamond upgrades. Now what they do is they change the radius of your machine. This planter starts with a default radius of like 2, the 1 block in the middle, and then this here. Something along those lines anyway. And then that radius with this is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more, which is why I built this the way that I did. If we just shift click that, or just click it in actually, it'll automatically put that there, and now the radius has been increased. I can also put this guy right here, and eventually we're going to see these trees get cut down.
I'm so happy,
Okay, and there we go. Now if we look in here, there's our wood, there's our rubber, there's our saplings. For now, what we're doing is we're just coming over here and sticking them in here, and that kind of defeats the purpose of an automatic system. The way that we're going to actually fix that is I'm going to pick up this cobblestone, and I'm going to run it like this, so that right next to the chest can be exposed, and you'll see why in a moment. We're going to go grab some of those item ducts. We're going to grab some of those servos that we should have, just like that. Oh gosh! With this item duct, how it's going to work is I'm going to go over to this chest right here, and I'm going to just place the item duct like so, and it's going to come over. We're going to place it along the wall all the way until we get to this planter, and then we're just going to move it like that. Next off is that I need to come back to here. I'm going to need 1 sapling at least for this to work. I come back over, I'm going to place a servo under here. I think I put it in my bag of holding. Put the servo in there, and then we're going to change this little thing right here from blacklist to whitelist. And what that does is that chooses what kind of items that servo will pump out. I want to change it to where the only thing it pumps out of that chest is a sapling. So if I put that in there, you'll notice the other items stay put, but that servo should start pumping that rubber sapling. Got to turn off the redstone control first. There we go. Sapling is now out of there. It's going to follow right along this pipe. It's kind of slow, but eventually it will end up in this planter and automatically harvest or automatically plant into another tree. There's one last thing to do. This system will actually break eventually because this harvester is building up sludge. It's the last thing that we need to take care of by building a sludge boiler. Sludge boiler is going to turn that into items actually, so even though it might seem like a disadvantage, it really actually is an advantage because it's going to give you some pretty cool important items. We're going to need some iron gears, furnaces, bucket, some more plastic sheets. I'll just go grab that real quick.
I just go my way, living every day. I don't worry, worrying don't free.
Alright, final item, redstone reception coil, and there we have it, a sludge boiler. Now the sludge boiler needs to have some way to have that sludge pumped into it. We're going to do that by using what's called a fluid duct. If I just type it in there, fluid duct, I think that's how it's spelled. We just need some glass and some copper. It's actually one of the simpler recipes for stuff we've done, thank heavens. Let's go ahead and go grab that copper though. I think it was 2 pieces, but we're going to make some additional fluid ducts. Let's go grab 4 pieces of glass. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put it into the table here, and there we go. We have some temperate fluid ducts. Now something to note about this little sludge boiler is that it actually it will, holy crap, I wish I could turn hover mode off. I don't remember how I turned it on. Anyway, let's put that down. It's starting to already pump the sludge, as you can see. Now this sludge boiler, it actually creates a type of poison effect around itself. So as a result of that, you want to store it somewhere that you're not going to be interacting with, somewhere you're not going to be walking. That's why I'm putting mine just like down here, in this little, right here. We'll put it like that, and then I'm going to go up here and just, I guess this is an advantage of hover mode, because it lets me do this a little easier, but we've got that though, and it is now pumping the sludge into the sludge boiler. Ta-da! Next off though is that we need to naturally pump some energy down here too, using our hardened flux duct. And it looks like I should have put this on the other side, but I didn't. Ah well. Let's go ahead though and run this down here. Okay, there we go. This is now going to be powered as soon as I connect that, but I don't want to yet, because then it's going to have that poison effect I was talking about, and I don't want to get poisoned. This is going to produce items, though, right out of this front face, and so I'm going to have it have a servo attached to it. I don't know if you actually need a servo, but I'm going to have one anyway, just in case. Actually, you know what? No, I don't think you actually need a servo for this. We'll find out. Anyway, let's go ahead and run this up here. Now we can do one of 2 things. We can either just hook it up to our chest here, or what I might prefer to do is put another chest up here that it will pump into, so that I can keep my wood separate from my miscellaneous crazy items. Now you'll notice that these 2 are now connected. That's actually a problem. If you use the crescent hammer, you can disconnect those by clicking the middle portion. Looks like that sapling is going to go right where it belongs. Let's get another chest up here though. Okay, so I just found out the hover mode that I hate so much, you toggle that by pushing the default key period, and there we go. Now I'm out of hover mode, but we came up here for a chest. I want, though, to turn it into one of these trapped chests, and the reason behind that is because I want to be able to just stick it right next to my other chest without any problems, you know? So we'll go ahead and make this just tripwire hook, standard Minecraft style, like that. Good. Let's go ahead and grab one more plank so I can make that chest. There we go. And then put the hook wire onto that, and we've got a trapped chest. Come back over to here. We're going to lay that chest right next to the other one. Ta-da. They're not interacting with each other. That's what we wanted. Go back down into there. Okay, and now I just feed my item duct like that. I disconnect those middle sections, and we're good. Those miscellaneous items will now start being fed up to us. Let's go back down here. We're going to hook this up, and then we're just going to run away. There we go. It is now doing its job. You'll see some little bubble effects down there. That goes to show that it's poisonous. It's no good. And there's our first item floating up to the top. I think it is a piece of sand, if I can tell. Yeah, that's a piece of sand, and it's just going to go right up into that chest up there, and we're going to start getting some free resources from that sludge boiler. Over time, you'll start getting things like clay, you'll get a bunch of useless stuff you don't want, but definitely worth the investment. Okay, so there we have it. We are now automatically planting and harvesting these trees. That's good and fine, but what we need is next we need it to feed from this chest, and we need it to smelt into coal and feed back into here. Simple solution for that I will show you guys next time, or I'll just show you the end results of it, is that I'm going to build some more item ducts. I'm going to have them transport out of this chest and into the house. They're going to smelt using some of these electric furnaces, and then they're going to feed into these automatically, and we will have self-renewing power for basically forever. It's cool. Yeah, I like that. Thing about this power supply, though, is that it's still early game. We are still considered very much early game. In fact, this is not... Oh, that's weird. Just like harvested that... What the heck? Oh, I have a note for you guys, by the way. Never, ever, 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 ever place these farms next to wooden buildings. I totally forgot about that. Reason being is because if you're like me and you build it out of this type of wood, sometimes it'll jump off and connect like that and think that your base is a big tree. I've had entire bases disappear from that. So just be careful. That's why I built this out of stone, actually. I'm going to replace this entire wall, or at least these sections, with some kind of stone material instead for my door frames. That way the whole house isn't connected to this system. Anyway, though, that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on getting into Feeding the Beast, or sorry, getting into Affinity Evolved Feed the Beast. Next time, like I said, I'll show you guys what that system looked like for automatically feeding into this system here for generating power. And then we're going to start talking about something super fun. We're going to start talking about ME computers and how you can store all of your items in one place. Instead of having a big chest system, it's going to make your life way easier. Tune in next time.